It's time for magic. This should really come as no surprise to any of you who watch regularly or know anything about me.
And it sure would be cool if I could participate.
You'll get there. Isn't it loading?
I have the arrow. My cursor changed.
Oh, that's a start.
Yeah, I had to just be patient last time, but before all of this, I had to sit and wait for like 5 minutes, and then it gave me the little spinny wheel of, nope, it's not happening.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, welcome to MTG Arena. That's really fun and really pretty when it's working. Some slight issues with stream today, but we'll get there. It'll be fine. Peter's gonna do just fine.
One can dream.
It's gonna be great. Ah, dip. That's a big ass centaur. This is also Jordan not quite knowing how this format works yet because it feels a little clunky. Oh, that's not going to work so hot. Oh well. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine.
You are. It's alright.
What?
We can love you for who you are.
Thank you. One interesting thing about this... There it is. Well... Okay. There's this neat thing where you can kind of tell if your opponent has a particular card in hand based on the pausing that goes on during the game, because the game automatically creates space for you to be able to use whatever instance or source instance you might have on your opponent's turn. So if all of a sudden there's a big old pause during my turn and my opponent's just sitting there looking through their hand, well, clearly they've got something they can play because the game paused for them instead of automatically going to the end of the turn. So that's weird. Keeps things moving faster, though.
Substantial tell, too.
What'd you say?
Seems like a pretty substantial tell, or am I misunderstanding?
Yeah, no, it is a pretty substantial tell. Like, basically, if you've got the cards in hand, it'll automatically slow down for you and give you space to play them if you've got enough mana to do so. So, it's kind of odd in that regard. And I am gonna get roasted this game. Jordan tried to make his own deck, having opened like 4 packs in this game so far, and it is not looking good. What'd you say?
You have to buy them?
You have to buy the packs? You can.
Did you?
No, I didn't buy them. You get some occasionally just as a part of playing the game.
The gold stuff. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was paying attention. I saw that. Totally.
Done did good.
Yeah.
So Jordan thought he had enough cards for an Is It deck. Jordan was a little mistaken, I think. Oh, fuck it. Let's do this thing. Let's block a boy. Why am I not able to block a boy? There we go. Let's get rid of your centaur. Don't do anything to get rid of my Thopterist, I swear to God. Nope.
I feel weird that it shows it in your hand as a regular card, but it just gives you the little squares on the field.
Yeah, that is very... It is a little drawing. God damn it, target adjustment is okay. Yeah, so speaking of the tell, this whole time, like, I can see him waiting because the game paused after I declared a blocker. Dunk. No, I had first strike. Haha, dummy. You just wasted your shock spell. Because I had first strike. Eat eine Dick. I I'd rather scare him into thinking I still have something useful in my hand. Especially because I can get my big boy out next turn. Might as well attack, though. Weirdly enough, all of the decent cards I've pulled in the packs that I've earned so far have been red-blue, or red or blue. So
It's a sign.
that's why we're here. Gonna get out my big old Dargon Wizard.
So I've played so much Hearthstone that I'm sitting here thinking, like, why are you starting with 20 health? Why don't they give you your 30? But that's a different game.
Yeah. Are you watching live on the stream as you're still trying to get set up? Or oh, you're already in, aren't you?
I'm preparing assets again.
Oh.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Oh, moving this time.
We might have a functional game, y'all.
We might.
All right. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for... Nope. Not enough. Not enough islands. God damn. How about this? How about this big boy? He's a big boy. That's a good boy. That's a solid boy. Yeah.
Oh, we have game sounds too.
Big ass dragon.
Ready?
All right, I'm loaded.
Sweet. Ah, why isn't this the one that has haste? Well, all you've missed so far is me getting a 6/6 on the board that did 3 to the face and 3 to a creature.
Do they have a spectator mode?
I don't know. That's a good question. You should find out. That's a big elephant. Ah, beans. That's not ideal.
I want the game on high.
Well, shoot. I felt all high and mighty with my big old 6/6 dragon. Then he dropped an 8/8 mammoth with trample. And that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see that at all. And now his little 1/1
We had a
has
brief moment.
Well, I'm just gonna take the 8 damage to the face, I guess, and block his 1/1 with trample. Sure hope he doesn't do anything to make his guys stronger. That's the one. That's the
Green
thing.
doesn't do that.
Green doesn't do that except for when it
Oh.
really does. He's gonna just eat me. He just turned his 8/8 into a 16/16. Well, oh, Jordan can lose ranks now. That's sad.
On the bright side, it just means I get to get reamed because I haven't even tried making a deck. This is literally the first time I've gotten it to run for more than about 30 seconds, so I'm just playing with a base deck.
Actually, I was gonna try this deck on you, but my plan is to also just use the base deck.
Oh.
Okay, how do I challenge a friend? There we go. All right, what's your display
If
name?
you give me your number, I can give it, or I can put you in. I've already got it typed in.
My number is something. Welcome to Jordan Doesn't Know.
Okay, that is.
Did you find it?
I did. It's right above there. You have been challenged.
Have I been?
Oh, it looks like maybe you need to challenge me too.
Oh, weird. Well, I found my number. 46647.
Yeah, I'm nerd well-rounded 38753. You got to challenge me back.
Okay. 38753. Okay, you've been challenged. And now I can select the deck, I guess. Input your opponent's display name and ID number. Do I have to actually include the number sign?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
How to type. There we go. Aha! Alright. Well, welcome to MTG Arenas. You would pick Jace, you little shithead.
I mean, are we shocked here?
No,
Because we shouldn't be.
This is exactly fitting. Well, welcome to MTG Arena's new, as of today, what do you call it?
Challenge a friend.
Direct challenge
a person.
Mode.
I knew challenge was in there.
Yeah. Challenge mode. Apparently, this has been asked for a while. I just started playing this game last week. So, for all of you real MTG streamers out there, there's a new competition on the block. It's this guy who plays tabletop Magic. If that. Oh, hey, now I can give you shit for taking too long on your turn.
What kind of a turn timer does it have?
It has one, and I don't know what the actual time limit is, but it'll start ticking down. You see the hourglasses on the left side? I think
I see them on the left side.
That has to do with the turn timer, and I think that number goes up as the game goes on. I have not been able to figure out why. Again,
okay.
This is that quality, real knowledgeable stream that you're getting, watching right now. Oh, this is... I'm not liking where this is going so far.
This feels kind of weird.
Why? Because it feels like Hearthstone?
No, it looks like it, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, this game is so much better than I was anticipating it being.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Also, it is so much more functional than the past iterations of Magic that I have seen. I think you are shitting me right now.
I don't know. I'm trying to play it.
Just got a 10-10 out on turn 3.
Yeah, why can't I continue my turn?
Because I didn't resolve it.
Oh, right.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
That's the weird tell. Like, yeah. So that tells you that because I have land on the board and cards in my hand, the game is trying to give me space to react.
That is very interesting.
Here's the thing, though. It's really good because it prevents you from accidentally forgetting the stack. Like, it's built to allow the stack to happen in the right way, which I am all for. I have no idea what to do against a 10-10 with 3 mana. This is... Well, wowie, wow.
I'm feeling pretty good about this so far.
You don't say.
This is just reaffirming my feeling that green starter decks are broken.
Well, as long as you get the right cards out. Beware, my 1/1 Thopter.
Too spooky.
V spooky.
It is too spooky.
Wow, man, this is... Well.
Alright, let's do that. I wish I had a better idea of what... Okay, so if I click the combat button, that takes me to the combat,
Correct.
Right?
So,
okay, let's do that.
Yeah, so if you hadn't told me that, I would have noticed at some point that you had something to do. God, this is... Okay. Well, we're gonna just... Christ, eat that 10 damage.
Eat it!
Oh, no. I wish this was Hearthstone, where he stayed damaged.
What about the little past turn switch? Is that just, like,
have not been able to... I tried that once, and it totally fucked me up for 2 turns, so I am unsure.
Retro.
Yeah. Yikes. Well, we'll just try this. Well,
always a good start. Is it normal deck sizes? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So this is like legit Magic on a computer.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just like 30 card deck, 40 card deck.
No, this it
Limited
is. It is.
goals,
Ooh, I
like-
can see you looking at my graveyard though. That's weird, and all my stuff.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how stuff interacts.
I have not a whole lot to deal with that 10-10. Yeah, I'm just gonna end. Nope.
Oh,
You ass.
is that gonna do it? Is there? Oh, look at that. Cool.
I was half thinking, like, I know I've got more general experience than Peter, but I'm sure he's gonna get. I'm sure he's still gonna wipe the floor with me just because of how RNG works. And now, that's just rude. That's just fucking rude.
Oh, it's the only way I could get lethal this turn.
Yeah, it's the only way you can get lethal on turn 5.
Holy crap! Is it really only turn 5?
Yeah.
Wow. So I have a 15-15 on turn 5.
Give me just a second. I need to go steal myself. I'll be right back.
Wait, I don't get... I was hoping I'd get my gold. That's disappointing. Huh.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I won't say I'm better, but I'm here after all of that. Oh, good. We can go right into playing each other. I'm gonna try that deck one more time, and then I'm just gonna come at you with a monocolor.
So how many sets does this have in it?
As best as I can tell, it's the current standard rotation.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I'm waiting for you to challenge me back.
Oh, wait. No, I don't want to. Oh, I didn't want to play green again. I wanted to try blue.
Yep. I went and told
Dang.
Annika that you got a 10-10 on turn 3. She was just like, "Oh, he's playing mono green, huh?"
Yeah.
Also, I'm so used to Hearthstone. I'm so used to Magic in my hands physically and Hearthstone on a screen that I keep wanting to click out some of these cards. Like, oh no, I don't want that one, and I don't want that one.
I literally just tried to do that.
I do really appreciate that it will automatically sort your cards for you and put your lands to one side. That is neat.
Yeah, I can dig that. All right.
Same shit as
One more
always.
turn till the 10-10.
No, you can fuck right off.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Did you ever play Hearthstone during like the real hardcore ramp druid days?
Not that I would remember. I don't know if I ever knew enough about the meta to really know what that meant. I know what ramp druid is. Why? What are you thinking?
Well, just it played a lot like green in that
Oh,
you
yeah.
would ramp like crazy, but it was more permanent and less you need to keep your elves on the board types.
Right.
Yeah, just it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting to me how fundamentally different the scaling system for currency ramp, just currency buildup, is different from Magic to Hearthstone. Like similar
Yeah.
idea and execution, but it's just interesting to me how fundamentally it affects the game differently.
Pew pew.
You're a bitch.
That is not something we didn't already know.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta say, this has given me some warm fuzzies. My first ever deck was a mono green starter deck.
Of course it was.
Hey, I didn't have any idea what I was doing at the time.
Yeah. Mono green starter decks are fun though. They're just enjoyable to play.
Yeah, that was back in 7th edition.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know
a
if I
little while
realized you.
ago.
Yeah, I don't know if I realized that you played that far back.
Oh yeah, I had never played consistently. Was the thing. Oh, bummer. I could have had a Gigantosaur if I didn't just get him put away.
Ha! I weep for your
Uh-oh.
loss.
It's okay, it was your loss last game. Oh, sick burn, yo. Sick burn.
You can go ahead and eat me. Yeah. In the face. Ah, beans.
Your beans.
Nah, he's somewhere else. But maybe watching?
Amory Panda wants to know, how does deck building work in this? Do you need to earn packs, cards, or buy them? By what I've seen, there's the in-game currency, but there's, of course, the microtransaction route.
Yeah, a little bit of both. So there are microtransactions where you can buy the packs that you want to use, or you can do daily quests in order to get those packs. I'll show those once we are out of this screen after I kick your ass.
I sure hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, I was super excited to see like a starter pack just from the get-go. 5 packs and something else.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. And only $5. Like, that just feels good.
Yeah, it's a solid intro.
See, I'm excited because this gives me an option to play Magic without having it be something that's a huge money sink.
Yep.
But I wonder how many like tabletop, physical card players are going to go in here and say, oh, well, I'm going to dump a crap ton of money in here still. Like, I don't know if they do that without the resale value of the cards or anything like that.
So I know in MTGO and Magic the Gathering Online, there is a separate, like, full-on economy for the cards and card values. It has its own community, and I'm sure there's a significant amount of overlap between the tabletop physical card community and this one.
Maybe we'll go back to the like Game Boy e-reader days, and we'll be able to scan in our Magic cards.
I was actually just thinking about that. I do miss that, but I don't think Wizards is going to allow that to happen.
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah, I do miss being able to do that, like with all your old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, that was so much fun. Yu-Gi-Oh cards shipping out the games once a year with 3 extra special shiny cards, though. That was fun. Let's do that.
Now, if you use your polymerization card with a dragon...
No, Peter, don't tell the people what I have. Or don't tell you, my opponent, what I have. I don't know.
Hey, you know they never played fair in those games.
No, they super didn't.
All right.
And if any of you viewers are interested in Yu-Gi-Oh podcasts, go look up You Activated My Podcast, hosted by 2 fine friends of mine.
That's Tyler, right?
Yeah, Tyler and Jimmy. It's a good time. Oh, it's me. That's why we're waiting. Haha.
Okay. Okay. I can never figure out how to apply an appropriate amount of pressure in these games. Like, I really enjoy Magic, but I never feel like I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even that last game, I was thinking like, oh, this is a blue deck. There's going to be an unsummon in there.
I mean, there probably is somewhere.
It's too spoopy. Destroy. Murder. Kashunk. Kashunk.
No more evil boar for you.
So why did you not block my Courser with your Tempest?
Because I want with my attempt because it was tapped. I attacked with it.
Oh.
Ah, silly.
Okay. It all makes sense. See, that's another thing. Hearthstone has such like bright visual cues that I feel like I'm missing half the game going on here. Also, we have some tiny hands right now.
We do have some tiny hands. Booyah.
What'd you do?
This. So I've got him. I'm just gonna go there.
Beep. I'm ready. Give it to me.
Always. Wait, not. Oh no, you're Highland game. Little disappointed that Highland game isn't somehow also related to like the Highland games. You know what?
That'd be way too silly for Magic.
No, that's when the unset comes in. Have two separate cards in the unset called Highland game.
All right.
Well, we seem to be in a bit of a standoff, don't we?
That happened a lot faster than I thought it would.
Yeah. Why does he have to give everyone trample? That sucks.
Because the Wizard of the Coast hath decreed it.
I guess. Smack.
Mr. Panda Man, I don't know if you've been saying anything, but I just had to relaunch because I'm pretty sure that I didn't have chat for a little bit.
Oh, Twitch.
Yeah.
I have not been paying attention. I probably should, huh? That's what streamers do.
That's my recommendation generally.
Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Coming up here shortly on that Twitch. Yeah, that's predictable.
Oh. I just said cancel it.
You what? Uh-oh. Why did I lose my audio?
I would highly recommend blocking that 1-1 with your 2-1. Just saying.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Just in case you needed tips.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I almost did because I just wasn't super paying attention. So I was like, oh, okay. Man, shit. Wait, what happened to my other guy? I was trying to set up Twitch when all of a sudden I lost a guy. Fucking rabbit bite again. You bastard.
I done did good. Tell me I did good, Papa.
You done did good, son.
Papa, tell me I did good.
I mean,
it's okay. You can totally top deck something that just wrecks me.
I mean 6 damage, we'll see. You have red in this deck.
So, okay.
My defense.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Huh. Just, I didn't realize that I could apply a different amount of damage to different...
Oh,
like, I could have done... What is it? What'd you get? Do it.
Top decked it for the win.
Top deck it. Let's... Oh. I was so excited.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited.
That's all she wrote. That card just sucks. Alright, well, clearly that deck I tried to make is not so hot. Let's see.
Alright.
How can we see who's watching now? I actually still don't know how to do that on Twitch, but whatever. I'm not.
We have got Avocado Badado,
Well, hi.
and Emery Panda.
Sweet.
I don't know if that's a Twitch bot though.
I'll take a Twitch bot. That's still a view.
Oh, well, in that case, there's Commander Root as well.
Okay. So Amory Panda, this is how all the things work. These are the quests you get. So you get 500 coins. Oh, hold on. Nope. Want to keep that one. Don't want to undo that. You get 500 coins here, all this, and then you can actually win straight up packs if you get 5 wins and then 10 wins and 15 wins in a given week. I'll get another pack of M19 if I cast 40 white or black spells. All of the coinage here goes into the packs. Nope, store. I'm good at this. Then you go to purchase packs. 1,000 gold redeems 1 single pack, and it has everything currently in MTG Standard, going back to Ixalan, up to Guilds of Ravnica currently. Or you can use gems. Guess how you get gems? Bet you can't figure that part out. You're right. It's real money. So
Weird.
that's, exactly what you expect. So what's the exchange rate here? $5 gets you 750 gems. That'll get you, well, $5 for 3 packs ain't bad. Actually, shit. That's not terrible.
Is there trading? Is that a thing?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, it's probably for the better.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, of course, as with all of these games, you get the biggest bang for your buck if you're just going to spend a load of money. $100 gets you 20,000 gems. For 20,000 gems, you can get 90 packs of any set you
So
want.
amazing.
That is 3 full booster boxes worth. Which, that's not a terrible exchange rate in terms of what you're used to paying dollar for dollar for physical cards, if you don't mind building up your online pack. With that 18,000, you could also get 45 of different sets, which would be deeply satisfying, just for the variety. I will say, though, there are fewer cards in these packs than there are in others.
Oh, how many is there in a pack?
1, 2, 3, 4. I think 8, like 8 cards per pack.
Okay.
Generally the same ratio of commons to uncommons to rares and mythics.
Okay. Because a regular pack is 9 cards, right?
15.
15?
Yeah.
What am I thinking that has 9?
Not sure. 15, it's, excuse me, there's always going to be a token type of card or a land, and a land always, so the base number is really 13 by comparison. But you also get wild cards in these, which is interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. What is a wild card?
So the wild cards, if you go to your decks, if you go to edit this new deck that I just made, these are your wild cards. You can see them on the Twitch screen right here. So I've got 9 common wilds, 5 uncommon, 2 rare, and 1 mythic. My understanding, let me make sure that I'm correct, is if I go to... Oh, didn't want to do that. Beans.
Ruh-roh.
Need to find that boy, put him back in my deck. This deck did a whole lot. So I have Psy Master Thopterist right here. He is, I think he's a mythic. I'm colorblind, so this is still, that's me. If I click him again, I can redeem, okay, he's a rare, so colorblind. I can redeem 1 rare wild card to turn it into another Psy Master Thopterist.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you pull, as long as you've got 1 of whatever cards you might want, like say you've got a really good instant that you want to make sure you have multiples of, like let's say Shock, if I can find Shock. Shock.
So is there a crafting mechanic, or is that the crafting mechanic?
Based on what I've seen so far, the wild cards are the crafting mechanics. So
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I can dig that.
yeah, it's pretty great. So if I click it again, I can confirm that I want a wild card to become a Shock. So now I have a player set of Shocks, which is
So
awesome.
Is there not a limit to how many mythics you can have in a deck?
There is no limit to the amount of mythics you can have in a deck. It's not based
Oh,
on
okay.
it's not based on rarity, but the limits come into play if you're doing something like if you want multiple legendary cards of the same name on the field. That violates the legendary rule, and you can't do that. Same
Okay.
with planeswalkers if they specifically have the same card title.
Okay.
The only thing where it limits, actually no, it never really limits by rarity.
Interesting. So what's really important is, can I play Commander?
Can you play Commander? I don't know. It's a good question.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping this is just, we're doing the beta, we're working out how to make this work, and that's why there's only a couple of sets, and they're just going to go crazy, and we can like buy alpha packs when it comes out.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make this an answer to standard right now. I'm not sure if MTGO has Commander in it or not. The thing that I'm still hung up on, and this is mostly just based on my lack of awareness of both products, is how much overlap there is between this and MTGO, because at first glance my assumption would be that they kind of cast the same net, but I might be wrong.
We should play another match.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
All right.
Challenge! Ooh. Yes. Yes, yes, please. Why have you gotten to go first every time?
Because RN Jesus loves me, this I know. I meant to hit Mulligan.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah. You didn't learn that in Sunday school?
I didn't. Oh, this is going to be a quick kind of game.
I do love that it just has you screaming on through the phases if there's just not another option.
Dude, I love that so much because in one of the other versions of a Magic game that I've played that is questionably legal, it's super illegal actually. It's X-Mage, and it's great and handy, and you can just get whatever cards you want by adding them in a single text file. But it's not licensed by Wizard, and very.
So is that like a theory crafting tool, or?
But I don't theory crafting.
Trying out decks without investing in them.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And I mean, to be fair, people will do that in regular play. They'll download they'll print off proxies and like literal just images of the cards they want and put them in decks just for the sake of trying them. And X-Mage is basically the proxy system to the nth degree because it's all in a text file. The only downside is you have to download and re-download and fix it constantly.
Man, that doesn't remind me of anything I'm currently playing.
Haha, yeah.
See what I did there?
I did. You made it relevant.
I try.
What you gonna do there, Schmookums?
Having trouble deciding. It's weird because, again, I'm so accustomed to Hearthstone that it's weird for me to have so many choices this early in the game.
Yep.
Like, for me, a typical game is like, okay, play your 1/1. Okay, now play your 2/2. Okay, you can play a spell now.
Yeah.
And, like, very obvious choices. But I've got so many cards in my hand, and there's so many things.
So many things.
Oh, there's so many things. Arrows pointing everywhere. I don't know what.
So that is a little overwhelming if you're unaware of the stack. It is nice to be able, like, you can go back and actually you can
Where?
go back and review that, can you?
No, I'm looking for that option.
I can look at your graveyard and I can look at mine. Huh. That is strange. That would be a convenient way to be able to do that. Auto order trigger. There's an undo button.
What?
Yeah, if you press space, it's undo. I don't know what that actually does functionally.
I don't know what it just did.
Hmm.
I just pushed it though. Um. Oh, you can individually tap. That's interesting and weird.
Yeah, you can. I do like that all you have to do is select. That was the one thing you had to do in X-Mage. You had to specifically select all of your mana individually and click each of your things individually. The UI for this game, while very, very fast moving and a little overwhelming if it's just flying around and pointing arrows everywhere, is very user friendly. I think they took a game with a lot of moving pieces and simplify and made the process as simple as they could.
I keep pushing buttons and I don't think it's serving me.
Did you mean to do that? And oh, I'm gonna assume you didn't mean to leave that land tapped because it's no longer in your mana pool.
Nope, I did not. I'm just pushing buttons. This is for science right now.
Okay, well, that's good, I guess.
It's okay. I didn't have anything I was going to do with it.
In the name of science, then, let me also.
Yeah. I wish
So
there was more time to read the stack.
I suppose what you could do is just keep track of what stuff is on it and then go back and read it. I think. Oh, actually, I do know if you had counters or anything that you were able to use in your hand as a response, you would have the time to read it. But if it's
But if you don't have time, then just like they assume you don't care about knowing what happened.
No, well, no, I don't know what they're assuming, but they won't take the time to display it or leave it on display because of the same feature that seems to move the turns around very, 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 very fast.
Huh.
Hey. Hey. How come I was never able to do that combo?
Whoosh 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 whoosh.
Dual land, motherfucker.
I'm sad that I don't say anything.
Yeah, I know.
It's your
there's
go,
no,
but it's not doing anything.
there's no audio that actually comes through.
That's horribly disappointing.
I know.
Hearthstone builds better battlefields.
This game is also
Oh,
still
that's
in
tink
beta.
tink 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 tink.
You
The
can-
Hearthstone beta had interacting.
You can interact with the scorpions that were on the last one and the little gargoyles that were in the corner. What's going on? You got that guy. Man, your blue is working out way better than mine did in the deck I tried to make myself. That's embarrassing.
Hmm. Every choice feels like the wrong choice.
That was the wrong choice, Peter.
I knew it! Pop, 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 pop,
I
pop.
do like that the Thopters have a sound effect when they hit them.
I do too!
That'll do.
Donkey.
Silly.
So are you playing a base deck or are you playing a crafted deck?
This right now is what is this one? I'm playing white black. I think this is one that I just got. I just got a multicolored deck from as a reward for playing on my second day. Oops, this is still me.
Okay. Oh, so you get full rewards for just like full deck rewards?
At least in the beginning, yeah.
Well, shoot, that's a good way to build a collection quick.
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely the wrong choice.
I told you. I definitely knew it. That one too. Yeah. Yeah, so far it looks like if you play each day, like just play a game each day, you unlock a deck. I've only played this once for about an hour the first day. So they really do incentivize the daily play a lot, and the rewards are not shabby, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
And the wildcard system is a really interesting way, so if you just want to save up hoping you get the, you know, the one
Yeah, I
thing
really like that.
Why is your... Oh, because you got an arrow, so that's why.
Yeah, I got the arrow the battle.
Arrow-de-battle.
Arrow the battle. Push, push, push.
Well, that's just a... I don't know what I want to do. Come on, island. Top deck that island.
Ha!
Ah, beans.
Ha! I got something slightly equally useless.
How dare you say that about your Smith prodigy? She tries so hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go play some Hearthstone after this so I can feel better about myself.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I feel so lost and helpless right now. Oh my goodness.
I like that guy. He's fun.
I don't. I very much do not. Whoa, that was an abrupt sound change.
What was? Me?
No, the music background sound like changed a lot.
Oh, weird.
For being blue, there's not very much draw.
Not in that deck.
That's ridiculous.
Smack. Wow, I would love to see what else this deck had besides all of its lands, but them's the breaks.
It's okay, that's what's really important.
And skawoosh. Well played.
Defeat. Well, I guess it's important that I get to see what that looks like at some point.
Yeah, just gotta balance it all out.
Alright,
Hey,
so I hate the
that
blue
actually
deck here.
counted. Yeah, I got a pack for that. I think. Or did I?
I still have play a game to complete this quest for 250, so I don't get any of my actual quests
Yeah,
yet.
no, I didn't actually get that quest, but for some reason it changed and didn't show that it's an ongoing quest. That's odd. Something glitched. There's also something here that, like, this looks all different for this particular quest than the others. I think it's because it's one that I can't rotate out. Weird. But yeah, so one of the things I got is as I was playing and I played today, I got this Eternal Thirst black-white deck, which is the one that had all those vampires and the little lion cat in it. Otherwise, I just have the 5 base decks and the one I cobbled together with not enough cards. So you want to go again?
Let's do it!
Alright. You muted yourself so you could eat food, huh?
You can't prove that.
I can take a solid guess.
Mm-mm.
I can hear every time you unmute your mic, dummy.
I'm making other noises of some sort. I'm coughing. That's what I'm doing. Not showing, I'm coughing.
Well, now I'm hungry again.
You know how you avoid being hungry again?
Is it by eating?
No, if you just stay hungry all the time, there's no problem.
Welcome.
Hey, you get to go first.
Welcome to Magic. It's brought to you by my cat. She's a planeswalker. And doesn't want to be held. God.
Abort, abort.
Now Dana's gonna be famous. That's a good hand.
I'm glad you liked yours, because I got literally no land.
Look down, look down. You shouldn't keep this hand. Look down. You're holding 7 lands.
I like that.
Yeah, that one's thanks to Tumblr and Les Mis. We're doing a red mirror match, aren't we?
It sure looks like it.
Do you also have a Viashino Pyromaster? It's about to get... Oh, boy. Well, I'm about to be thankful I got to go first, huh? I can scroll through your library. Like, I can pull up a screen and literally just, like, drag a slider across your library, but it's just the Magic logo dragging across the screen.
Oh, that's disappointing.
That's funny.
I wish I had an Onaka Ogre.
He's my sweet boy. Oh, what happens if I turn it on high quality resolution?
I didn't really notice anything all that crazy.
It's no different and probably harder on my machine. How are you in the closet? Oh well, who cares? Why didn't you do a thing, Peter?
Because you would have just not blocked and then ate my face for 6 damage next turn.
Maybe. You can't prove that.
Well, I think I'm back to the point where I just feel like Magic is either completely one-sided or, well, just that one. Like, I feel like I'm either just absolutely wrecking or just completely getting stomped out. Well, just that one. Like, I feel like I'm either just absolutely wrecking or just completely getting stomped out. Well, just that one. Like, I feel like I'm either just absolutely wrecking.
That's not good. That clearly came through on the audio. That is me trying to fix the technical difficulties. We're about to find out what that timer does, huh? Peter,
What?
are you there? Are you playing?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm sitting in a wait right now.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
I was about to say, it's not my turn.
Did not realize that.
Oh, I clicked the gargoyle and it did something this time.
See, I told you.
Okay, so they have a thing. Oh, and the little golem back there wiggles around a little bit. That's cool.
Yeah, you see? There's a thing. And if there's a scorpion, sometimes it'll also do a thing.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There's a thing. And if there's a scorpion, sometimes it'll also do a thing. Sometimes. There's a thing. And if there's a scorpion, sometimes it'll also do a thing. Sometimes. There we go. There's
Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Well, this is Jordan not playing Magic well, because Jordan was trying to handle other stuff while Twitch streaming. Jordan's also going to wait for that, though. Do a thing. I promise it's not me this time.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Just Everybody needs to settle down.
Good
Have
thing, I promise it's not
thinking.
this time.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Everybody needs to settle down. Have
Good thing, I promise it's not
thinking.
this time.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Everybody needs to settle down. Have thinking. Yeah, I'm
I'm just gonna let that happen, I guess. Don't want to. No.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Just take it in your face.
No. I don't want to.
Fine, whatever. Whatever. That's fine. Whatever.
I'm Peter.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Where the hell's my lava axe?
I wish there was a lava axe in this deck. It needs one. Hmm. Damn.
I believe in you.
I believe in me too.
That's good.
It's okay. You're flying, so you can't block him. Because you're in the air, and he's just gonna run right underneath you.
Yeah. Hmm. I feel like I should block you, but no.
You've got
You're gonna do
you've got
something
10 health.
crappy. You've got something in there.
Do I?
You do.
Do I?
You have to. Yeah, you have to.
You were wrong. Oh, your little Gerblin's so cute, even though it's the really ugly M19 Gerblins.
They're pretty. Okay.
They are traditional Gerblins, and I am and will always be partial to the Tarkir goblins. They are perfect and cuddly and fun. And there is one of them
Yeah.
who is a named character named Ankle Shanker, and I love her. Haha! Fire time! Squoosh!
You've activated my trap card.
Joke's on you, you're playing red. You don't have trap cards. At least not that are going to cancel that. What do you have in your hand, you sneaky boy? What are you doing, cat? Come be on stream with me. There we go.
Wait, I get to attack now?
Yeah, it's
Again?
still your turn, dude. Or wait.
Right.
No, that's because you have again. That's the tell. You have something in your hand that you could respond with, even if it wouldn't actually be tactically effective. So the game is giving you
Yeah,
the
I don't
space
want to do that.
It's basically just like confirming the suspicion that if your opponent has untapped land and cards in their hand, they're going to have something they can use. Did you just shock yourself?
I did.
Did you mean to?
Yeah, I did.
You sure? Because you could have taken out my trample guy.
Yeah, but I couldn't have stopped the flying. I don't have anything in my hand that's going to do it. And even if I draw more mana, I don't have anything in my hand that can do anything with it.
Well, okay. I win!
You did win. Alright, what is our stream time at?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
We are at exactly 1 hour. I think that's a good place for us to call it.
Yeah. I'm actually going to do one more mode that is not against you, just so I can hopefully win and get some coins.
Okay,
Although,
well I
you can,
am
you can,
going
you
to...
Can, you can go.
That's what I'm going to do. Don't forget to tell people about that great podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play Music. 2 More Tryhards, where we're going to talk about this.
Yeah, we promise
Tomorrow,
that we are more technically
Saturday at 10.
We are more technically adept at the podcast than we are at me trying to stream.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show.
Right.
We
I exited
we
the
love
game,
you.
so now I'm not going to be able to load it again.
You're not. Oh, yeah. Well, this is the one time Peter has ever played and will ever play this game.
I'll probably play it when it comes out all the way.
Probably. I feel like if you play the beta for a certain amount, you should get it for free. Even though it's probably going to be a free game anyway.
I was about to say, you're probably going to get like extra crap if you spend some amount of money in the beta.
Shoot. That's right.
That's my guess.
Hey, I
I'll be
won
honest.
because they conceded.
Oh, hey, look at that. Before I even started playing, I saw the starter pack. I'm like, oh, I want to buy it. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should make sure this game is stable before I do that.
Yeah, might
And
be good.
it's a good thing I did.
Well, hey, there's my win bonus. There's my 250 coins. So, Kenny, if you're still watching, now that this has fixed itself, if I get 4 more wins, I straight up get a pack. Then if I do that, I'll probably also actually get a chance to cast some spells, too. Let's try again. Man, that was a really good opening hand, too.
So good it made him quit.
I guess.
All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and bail out here.
All right, follow Twitter. Follow Twitter on Peter.
Yeah, at 2 More Tryhards. I'm also at Nerd. He's also at that guy Jordan.
That's me. Sweet.
You're looking at the Twitch, so actually no, you might be looking on YouTube, twitch.tv/2 More Tryhards. We don't have a regular schedule. Follow us on Twitter, so we can tell you like an hour beforehand, and maybe you can show up. But hey, like 3 people showed up today. That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard, podcast goes up. YouTube video covering the stream as well as the podcast should go up later that evening on our YouTube channel that doesn't have a fancy URL right now. Just search us. You'll find us. We also have a third member that often streams, talks, plays games with us. That would be Morgan at Bearded Catholic. Yeah. You can go ahead and message him there, but I see he may be taking a break for a while. So at 2 More Tryhards, we'll relay it.
Yep, we'll get there.
And 2moretryhards@gmail.com. You can get us there too.
Hey, this is my 3rd stream in a week, or 3rd stream in a row.
Nice.
That's a new record for me.
All right.
Anyway, bye. Not for the stream. I'll still be here, but bye, Peter. Everyone say bye, Peter.
Bye, Peter.
There we go. I need more than just swamps. Come on, game. All right, if I get one more swamp, I can get a big old vamp boy. But I'd like to get any of my other boys. Or girls, as the case may be. Come on, summon something big. I dare you. I'm going to murder it. I'm going to murder it real good. I'll intimidate you by saying hello. That's the thing. That's the thing I wanted you to do. No! I want... Son of a bitch. Well, this is Jordan not knowing the stack right. Fuck me. That is tragically embarrassing, isn't it? Oh well, I guess. I guess we're here now. It's fine. Haven't played in forever, and a game shop near me plays Modern on Sundays, but I don't want to go in. Ah, okay. As for rules for Modern, I mean, I would say rules for Modern would just like see if you can find a wiki. I know that the main Magic page, like they have all the specific rules, but I would actually recommend calling that store and asking them, because one, then you can figure out what kind of prizes they're going to have, and that's going to be great and important because that's how I make my decisions. And yeah, I would say call the shop and see what they do for Modern. Like actually ask them and then see if they'll give you a refresher. As far as I understand it, Modern is anything with a black border? I might be wrong. I'm not. I don't know. God, I wish I would have killed that thing earlier. No! I needed that. Beans. Oh boy. Big ol' spooky bear. That's no fun. This is taking a while. Whoa! That was cool looking. And still not gonna attack. I don't like the way he's building his board. Ooh, if you're looking at Black Blue Mill, I know that there are definitely some... Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Well, good game. GG. Oh my gracious. Okay, yeah, he just got all of those out for what? One? Because they cost how many less? -2. So 2 less. He got all 3 of those out for 1 each. Gracious me. We're just gonna take that straight to the mouth. Oh my. Whoo! Anyway, as I was saying, if you're thinking about Black Blue Mill, hop online. I know that there are a lot of interesting cards that have come out fairly recently that might make that deck really interesting. I can't name any specific cards, but the Dimir Guild and Guilds of Ravnica that just came out has a lot of really interesting stuff dealing with graveyards and milling in particular. So try that. Might work. I don't know. Just get it over with already. Thank you, and we are wasted. Stop showing my rank dropping. That's just depressing. Well, we'll see if I can actually play those cards. Let's try again. Because when your rank's so low, you don't have to care about what people see on the internet in this context. Okay, good. Actually got a fucking thing this time. Yes, good. Oh, red, white, green. Interesting. No, don't hurt my boy. I love him. So he clearly has something in his hand he can use for 2 mana. Might be a shock. We'll see if he shocks my soldier. No, Justice Strike? What does that even do? Creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Still gave me lifelink though, so that's hilarious. Because he dealt damage, so I went from 23 to 21. I dig it. I hate that card. Let's see. Let's get a few more vampires out here. Like 3 more vampires. There we go. There we go. In the air. See if I can get him out next turn. Search your library for 2 basic land cards or gate cards. Ooh! Not fun. Not a fan. Oh, man. He is getting a lot of land on the board right now. That is spooky. That is nice. What is that? Sweet. That's fun. Let's do that. Whoa! That's dope. So that's at the end step. If I do that. I'll gain 3. That only gave me life. Okay, yeah, so I won't be able to do that this time. Still going to attack with everybody, though. I wish I had enough land to play both of those this turn, but I don't. This is a fun combo, though. If we can get that off, give me to gain 2 life, get a couple of life links. That would be fun. Yeah, no. I would have done it, though, too. Shoot. Boy, howdy, you are just getting lots of land there, bud. I'm not quite sure what you're going to do with all of it. I'm a little scared. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. That's fine. Is that going to be your turn? Is the only stuff you have in your hand land? Because that is... I feel bad. Like, not too bad, but I feel bad. Oh, bud. I'm sorry. Alright, so... I'm going to try that. We're going to do that on that token so I can get 3 by a lifelink. We're just going to attack with everything in the air that we can. Don't think he's got a whole lot to do against me. That's a no. There's a lifelink. 4 turn ends. I'm going to do that and take out this creature. I will have now gained 5 life. taking off Resplendium Angel's ability and getting me another angel. That's neat. 4 mana. Shoot. Yeah, I don't blame you. Sorry, bud. That sucks. Well, I kind of kicked ass that game. Coins. Let's see. If I get 8 more, I can get 500 coins. That'll be enough to buy a pack. Should be able to get 8 creatures this game. You know what? It's only 2 land, but I've got 3 2-cost creatures. 4 2 yeah, keeping it. That should give me at least to turn 4 with a creature each time. Normally 2 land is exactly how you lose the game. But I also like to live dangerously. Just to say, I make bad decisions. What is that? That's cool. Can't be blocked. Ooh, sneaky. Pun intended. Well, didn't quite mean to do that, but... That's fine. Whoa. Fucking green, man. This is... That's not what I was expecting. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well, here we are. Thanks. Well, guess who's regretting the whole not having a land thing? It's me. You would. Beefy. Great. Wow. He's got 2 4/4s unblockable. Well, here we are. Entertain us. Suppose it doesn't super matter, because he's going to have lethal next turn, no matter what I do. So, let's try to gain some life. And he's... Yeah, let's just go. And I'm pretty sure that means he has lethal. Well, them's the bricks. I didn't get enough creatures, did I? I feel like I definitely cast some creature spells that game. What the hell? Well, at least these are going fast. Let's see. That's an awful lot of white creatures with no white mana. I'm gonna mulligan. The mulligans are so fast when you don't have to shuffle. Fuck it. Put them on the bottom, the top of your library. I want you on the bottom. Don't need that. That's not a great start. That's good. Get my Pride Mate out next turn. We'll see if that guy ever happens. Gross. Also gross. No fun. Oh, Frog BR. I had Merfolk. I'm cool. I wish I had Merfolk. Wow, 2 games back to back of just so much Merfolk ramp. That's a bummer. I do, however, love all the land in the world that I'm getting. And all the nothing else I can do. Yeah, it's my own downfall. Piss off, Kamina, you're a dick. You did a mean thing to Tishana, and I don't like you for it. You are a very good card. Okay, that was an interesting choice. That's useful. Might as well do that. Let's see, he has to tap how many more folks to become unblockable? Just one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go to combat. This may be a white-black deck, but I've still got some red in me, and I do not like not doing something, which means I lose more often than I should. But it happens fast so that I can move on to the next game. Worth it. I do wish it also gave the creature lifelink, but that's a different card. Waiting on you there, bud. Man, if he left... No, it's still got to be his turn. Oh. Ah, beans. Ah, beans. That's not great. I hate that card so much. For anybody who's wondering, he tapped all 5 of his untapped merfolk and gave all 5 of his untapped merfolk a counter. Because that's what Kamena does. Oh, 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 16. Lethal. Good game. Yes, you're doing your math. Good job. I can see you selecting all of your people. Just finish the attack so we can all move on with our lives. Thank you. Well, for endeavoring to try to show what happens when you play enough creatures to win a reward, I'm doing a remarkably poor job. I did not play 4 creature spells that turn. That's being weird. Why not? Keeping a 2-land hand worked great last time. Maybe this time will be different. Oh, well, that's a good combo, isn't it? That's a thing, I guess. If it has to be. Get him out for a hot minute. If I can top deck a swamp, I can murder his little bird. Oh wait, no, I can do that next turn. That'll be useful. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a good deck. Well. Well. I guess this is a thing, huh? Well, fuck it. He gets to decide how damage is assigned, which means he probably will make sure that, yep, he kills the Pride Mate first. Sad day. Well, let's at least stop him from getting more health. In hindsight, probably should have killed the 4/4 instead. But at least his dumb bird's gone, and he can't fly over my head now. And if this game is going to just go fast, then it'll go fast. Yeah, because he's got a player set of those. Of course he does. Boy, howdy, that's for being low ranked, this feels really one-sided. I just want to be able to play enough to win the quest. Oh my god. Oh boy. Does he have enough for lethal yet? Please get enough for lethal. I would like you to. That is a well-constructed deck you've got there, WF Gundam. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Just destroy him. It's not enough for lethal. I could give him lethal. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, look! I get to gain some life. That deck is really good. Oh, well, hello to whoever joined us. Welcome to me getting my booty stumped at Magic by this guy who could just attack and finish this already, but he's not gonna, because he wants to feel good about himself. Oh boy, come on, buddy. There we go. We're gonna do this. Gonna gain a little bit of extra life. Block your 10-10 because I don't like it. At least I'm doing something, and then I'll die. Did we get a quest yet? Or get the coins? Please. Please, we're probably at 19, aren't we? Oh, come on. Now, I'm fairly certain Oh, I did get the quest. It just didn't tell me because the gold's up here. Cool. Well, Kenny, if you're still watching, here's how the packs work. You get your 1,000 coins. You buy a pack. You go to packs and you open your pack. Ta-da. The more packs you open, the more wild cards you get, which is pretty cool. Nice way to incentivize. With this rare wild card, if I open one more pack, when I open one more pack, I'll be able to turn that into an additional any rare I already have. So let's see. We've got good mix right here. My uncommons. Someone used that on me earlier. That was useful. 1/1 counter on each up to 2. Not bad for 1. Ooh, Convoke and Vigilance that's pretty good. If you're the green-white in Selesnya in this set really likes a lot of tiny creatures that are already on the board and a lot of tokens. So you tap them with Convoke, and maybe you tap 3/1/1 tokens, and you get a 4/4 with Vigilance out for green-white. That's not bad. And then this guy, and that guy, little lizard boy, and a Guildgate. What's my rare? Runaway Steamkin. Sweet. I actually have that real card. Never cast a red spell. I still can't plus 3. Not bad. So basically, he gets to trade counters for mana anytime you cast a red spell and get bigger. So that's fun. I dig it. Alright, well that's definitely going to do it for us. This has been a long stream today. Thank y'all for joining and just enjoying this space with me. Toodaloo!
Do More Tryhards post-stream broadcast the day after we did the stream. Actually, I wasn't there. The day after you guys did the stream. Ooh.
Yeah. So here we are. We played Magic the Gathering Arena. And
yeah, y'all did.
It's a good game. That is good.
When you get to play
so, like, I literally, I was going to say when you get to, I literally, like, finished watching the stream almost right before we started recording for this. And it was not bad. I didn't play, I've never played MTG.
What?
Never.
Really?
Never, really.
Wow.
I thought got you to play. I mean,
nope.
Frank and Dave got you to play.
Nope. Never.
Well, okay.
And it's something that, like, before was like oh, my mom thinks it's bad, so I'm not gonna play it, to slow, like, in high school it was like, oh, these are the type of people that play Magic. I do not want to do that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I have very little interest in Magic, and I can unfortunately honestly say that this did nothing for me, even though it was very, very beautiful. But as, like, people who enjoy Magic and TCGs, like, how was it, guys?
Go ahead, Peter. I already know what my answer's gonna be.
Okay. So I have played Magic. I've never played it consistently. I got my first starter deck in middle school. I played with the 7th edition set, and
which you mentioned on stream.
Yeah, I got a green deck, and it felt broken. And like, I still have the cards from that deck, and they're still broken cards, so they're extra fun that way, I think. It felt like a really honest, just straight to it Magic experience. It felt really good to me having such a limited amount of sets available. Part of what I struggle with Magic is it's got such a large barrier of entry to be able to play, because for starters, you've got to figure out which format you're going to play in, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't totally understand them. So Jordan, you can take that one when you start talking.
Yeah.
But basically, the easiest one to get into is you play in standard. You buy whatever cards are current, and you've got a set period of time where those cards are still current, and then you've basically got to get a new deck. And it's not just, well, your deck is no good now, you're going to have to go get an entirely new one. It sort of gradually phases cards out as it brings new cards in.
Yes.
So
Well, that's the general idea.
yeah.
That's how it should work.
Anyway, though, so having such a limited card pool was really nice for me. It gets really overwhelming really fast, even just looking through the collection that I have, because I've got so many sets from so many different periods of time that the formats I'm able to play in are formats that people are spending hundreds of dollars to get ideal cards to build meta decks. I don't have that time or cash to research or go and retrieve these cards. I need to be competitive in that. So I usually just end up playing with, people in my house or people around me. As far as the gameplay, it was Magic. It's a straight over port of the card game to a PC. It was all really pretty. It felt a little weird having the tells, like, oh, they have the ability to do something. That bothered me a little bit, since generally speaking, if you're thinking on your feet, you can just be like, okay, yep, go ahead. And if you're ready to do something, you're going to like slam the card down as soon as you're ready, because you can sort of anticipate players' moves. But now, since you've got that pause that we were talking about, you've got that tell, oh, well, my opponent can counter this type of move, and I don't really like that.
I guess so. Was it just because the time it took? Like, what was the tell that you guys kept talking about?
What happens?
I couldn't really.
What happens is the way the game is built. There are just many opportunities in which you can do something like play an instant. Instant literally refers to something that you can play whenever you want, as long as you have the mana to pay for it. In a tabletop game, if you're paying attention, you can kind of say, it's like, okay, before my opponent attacks, I'm going to do this thing. Because if you want to do something that, say, taps an attacking creature, prevent an attacking creature from attacking, you're going to use that only during combat when that creature is attacking. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So the way the game works, it will give you the opportunity to play that card at any time, as long as you have the money. It gives you that opportunity by literally making you wait until you press a button that is effectively saying, I
nope,
pass,
not yet.
or I don't use anything. Yeah, nope, not yet. So if your opponent's paying attention, or if you stop paying attention, all of a sudden there's this random pause. Your opponent has declared, I'm going to move to this next phase of combat, or whatever, but you're just waiting for your opponent. All of a sudden, the way that the UI is built, that waiting period would not happen unless your opponent had something they could use in their hand. You don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
But if they have unused mana and something in their hand, the game will wait for them and give them space to use it. So it's a bit of a tell that you've got something that you can play at instant speed.
Now, question, just from a gameplay perspective, is that so bad? Like, is that so game-breaking?
It's not game-breaking, but when a lot of what you're trying to do is it gives your opponent an advantage, because it tells them that you have something usable in your hand. If you've got 4 cards in hand and all of a sudden the game pauses in the middle of my turn, I know that at least one of your cards is an instant or something that has flash that you can use on my turn.
Yeah, like that. So, that actually had impact on the last game we played, where I was hesitant to attack because I knew there was something that could do something. And when I went back and looked at the stream, like, yes, there was something. You could have put up a +3/+3 and I would have had my critter nuked. Didn't matter in the end, but I had the tell that I should be playing a little bit more cautious than ordinarily. And beyond just that tell, it's also being in a game. It's a weirdly halting experience, especially if the person that has the opportunity to play that instant isn't paying attention. When you're playing, a tabletop game, it's got a very natural flow and rhythm when you play. You sort of are just counting on the other player to interject if they're going to do something, rather than being like, okay, I'd like to be done with my combat phase. Are you done with the combat phase? Okay, let's proceed. Instead, it's I attacked, you blocked. Okay, next phase. And if they're going to do something, they're going to do something. You don't have to be prompting each other. Are you done with this phase now? So
Right.
it wrecked the flow a little bit for me, which is a little bit bothersome.
The one
It's
thing though, and it does wreck the flow, but it's built in such a way so that you always have the opportunity to play cards, and it's less cumbersome than other web or computer-based versions of the same game.
yeah,
'Cause
that's what
there
I
are
was.
some.
That's what I was going to say
Go
next.
ahead.
Is that I think it was just a matter of getting accustomed to that. I don't think it'll have as much of an impact on the flow once everybody has been playing it and knows to be looking for that. At that
Right.
point, I think it's just the minor tell, and I think that can gradually disappear as people are more accustomed to. Well, I don't want them to know. I got to have my cursor ready to skip to the next phase.
Well, on the other side of that, like it does promote a more active playing style, which
Yeah.
I gotta say, in terms of games like Hearthstone, Peter, you and I have talked about this, where it's like it's a legitimate thing to just like wait someone out. So like there is like a little bit of almost meta there of like, yo, pay attention or else your the other player will know, sort of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
but at the same time too, like there was one occasion where Jordan, you said, "All right, are you going to go?" And I had to tell you, "No, it's your turn. You didn't click to the next phase."
Yeah, which is also worrisome.
Yeah. So again, I think that's something that'll gradually go away as we get further into the life of the game. So I guess all in all, my takeaway from this is I am excited for it as far as the gameplay goes. I felt like they had a good pricing model. I felt good about their starter pack. I liked their crafting system for the cards. I liked the variety you had in the collection that you start with. I liked that I was able to just skip the tutorial and still get all the rewards from it. What I didn't like is that I installed the game and it worked great and it was beautiful and it was fine. And then I restarted my computer before we started streaming yesterday for updates. And when I brought it back up, the game wouldn't load. So I uninstalled it and I reinstalled it and the game wouldn't load. So I downloaded some Visual C stuff and I installed that, and the game will load after about 5 minutes. And I just tried to load it up again today and it took me 10 minutes for this game to load. So
Beta.
this feels like it's struggling even for a beta. Like, I understand we're still in the technical, stage of it, but that for it to be an open beta, that feels like a pretty big hurdle. So as far as the gameplay, I feel really good about all of it. I'm actually probably going to spend some time in here. I feel like it needs a mobile version as much as you could manage that. Like, I feel
it's coming.
Yeah, I feel like if Elder Scrolls Legends does a good mobile version, then this can definitely do it too. And I don't think we need to.
Legit. It's
no,
on its way.
I
MTG Arena's announced for Android.
Yeah, no, I know that it's coming. I'm saying I feel like it's going to be worth playing still.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
It's all good.
Going on.
I feel like our phones are at a point where real estate isn't as much of an issue as it was like when Hearthstone was coming to mobile originally.
Oh, good God, yeah.
And the largest phones were 32 gigs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, and that game was so fat. So if you
it's still fat, dude.
Literally, it is. It's still a big one. So like, if you wanted to do literally anything else with your phone, it was like, do I love Hearthstone more than I love my music selection?
I guess it's time to stream everything.
Yes. False. The answer is no. At least for me.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as the game goes, I'm super stoked on it. I'm going to try and spend time in it as best I can. But I'm probably not going to bother with it until I hear that it's stable more often than not. The fact that I was able to find so many solutions so quickly, and there's such a variety of solutions, tells me they don't really know what's wrong with it yet. So
what's really interesting is I haven't run into any of those problems, and I'm not saying that to say, well, clearly you're wrong, but I do wonder.
Well, it's a machine specific thing, I'm sure. So I'm gonna wait until they've got more going. And again, it's open beta now, so they've got so much more information they can collect. So I'm probably just gonna pop in, spend a couple bucks so that I can get whatever inevitable "you purchase something in the beta" award when it goes into its full version. But
if they have that,
I'd be really surprised if they don't. I'd be really surprised.
Yeah.
But
there have been some that don't.
yeah. But I mean, even if they don't, like, I'd imagine I will get something out of it one way or another, even if it's just another $5 in tokens to spend in the full release. So I'm probably not going to touch it again until it's full release or substantially further into beta.
I'm still
And
playing.
I was gonna say Jordan is he's definitely enjoyed it.
Are you playing it right now?
I am playing it right now.
I had a
I've been listening
feeling.
while you've been talking, and no, so I will now jump in. With I think it's a really excellent representation of the game. I have my entire stack of Magic cards right here next to me, and I am the target demographic. I am the try-hard Magic player. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not wrong, and I am proud of it.
Yeah, no, right there with you.
I think. What'd you say?
Right there with you.
Yeah. I think it is a really solid representation of what Magic can and is supposed to be. Because it is really fluid, it is really seamless, and for a game that has so many moving pieces, I think that's awesome, and I think that's exactly what this game needed to be. We talked about this in stream. Like, it's natural to compare this to MTG Online, which I have not played, so it's really hard to offer much in the way of, I suppose, criticism or comparison. But having not played MTG Online, I really like what this is doing. I think it's really well constructed. It makes it easy to learn how to play. I actually did play the tutorial, which I know you skipped over, Peter, and it was a little slow because it was a tutorial, but it does a good job of introducing you to the game and its mechanics and how the game functions within, how Magic as a general game functions within MTG Arena, which I thought that was it. I'm surprised that they made it so easy to explain and break down for something that is inherently complicated.
So you're saying with as many moving parts as MTG has, this is an impressive feat.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I think the way that they constructed it so that you can build decks and acquire cards is great. I might not ever have to spend any money in this game since I've already invested quite a bit in the tabletop version. Like, I feel like I'm going to be able to get plenty of enjoyment out of this game, potentially more easily than I would if I was trying to play tabletop, because I can just hop on and play this wherever, whereas trying to get all of my friends who play Magic together in one room to play the game is a challenge because they all live everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's probably one of the biggest draws and one of the biggest reasons for this to exist.
Absolutely.
Is like we as a society and as friends, like in this podcast is a great example. Two of us are in Oregon, not too terribly far from each other, but busy enough to where we can't see each other frequently. And the other's in Kentucky.
Yep.
Like, we're not going to be able to get together and do shit. That's not how that works anymore. And so, with that in mind, like, it's super nice to be able to have games where the pay level is 0, because that's a huge issue, especially with console games and certain PC games. It's like, oh, everyone wants to play together, buy it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with MTG Arena, there's no entry fee. It's just free. That's it.
And I like that. I like that.
It's nice. It's very positive. Yeah. Well, it has the potential to be good game design. I don't want to say it's good game design outright.
I meant the design idea of, you can just pick it up and play it without having to pay.
Okay.
It is generally good game design.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I feel you.
So another thing kind of cool, as far as being able to like do the Magic experience together with people. They have a lot of not just formats as in like standard or modern or the whole gamut of the different play styles of formats beyond just like your deck construction. You can draft in this too.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
And that's what that was one of the things I was going to jump in on when you were talking about the play style, excuse me, the formats before, because despite being the simplest format to enter for standard, it is one of the most expensive, like you mentioned. Whenever I'm playing at a game shop, I almost exclusively play sealed, which is you're only playing with sealed decks of cards, which for me it's just the way I like it, because there's less of a chance of people walking all over you
are destroying you because they spent all the money in the world
You're
on this
you're
game.
all equally likely to be the awesome one.
Exactly. And if you've been playing for a long time, you've got more experience.
Mm.
That'll do good for you.
That'll do.
That'll do. But at the end of the day, it's more of a level playing field. So being able to draft in this format makes sense, and it costs. I think it was like 250 gems or 5,000 gold coins, which I feel like you could grind out 5,000 gold coins in 5 days, maybe. So
It's,
feasibly, you could do a draft once a week without having to pay any additional money.
So
Okay.
to play a constructed, because it's basically like a tournament event, to play quick constructed, which is you come in with a deck from your collection and you play until you win 7 times or you lose 3 times. Entry fee is 500 gold or 95 gems. So obviously that one's going to be the easiest to go into because you're only going to come out with, a prize based on your performance. You've got draft, which is when you pass around the packs, pulling cards to build a 40 card deck. That's 5,000 gold or 750 gems. I didn't catch the gem to dollar value, but 5,000 gold. You said that was how many days, Jordan?
My guess is you could probably get that done in. I don't know. I was able to get 1,000 on stream to buy a pack, so I feel like you could knock out 5,000 in about
so
5 days.
Okay, so a week, give or take a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to throw you every card you drafted, 1 or 2 booster packs, and gems based on wins. You've got competitive constructed, which is best of 3 matches, and 1,000 gold or 190 gems, and competitive draft. So they've also got the we're here to have fun, have a good time, and then the tryhard setting in the same formats. So you're not matching up against people that are going in there to just absolutely wreck people.
Right.
Which is another thing that I wish Hearthstone had a little more, that I feel like this is going to put them ahead in a competitive sense as far as like the casual player.
Yeah, well, I mean, realistically, this is it Wizards of the Coast? Is that did I
Yep.
just reveal? Okay. I mean, this is Wizards of the Coast, guys. They know what they're doing, and Magic has been around for over 3 decades now. Is that correct?
25 years.
So almost 3 decades. Apologies. So they've learned a thing or two about the trading card game scene that they can easily bring to an online arena in terms of what's going to be fun and what's going to be enjoyable for literally everyone.
Yeah. I think they've been trying to get a decent online game for a while, since there's obviously been people asking for it. But I think they've finally found the one that's really going to take off. And if they can support it the way that Hearthstone gets supported, or any of the other games I don't know about gets supported.
Yeah, Artifact.
Elder Scrolls Legends, Gwent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Gwent,
gonna say the Witcher one.
The Witcher 1.
Gwent.
Gwent, The Witcher 1. Now available on Steam, Android, and iOS.
That's definitely that's going to have to be the title of that episode.
I dig it.
It's got a good ring to it, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it worked for
continue.
Friends to label every one of their episodes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it can work
There you
for.
go.
It worked great for Friends on every one of their episodes. The one with it'll
Gwent,
be
the
good.
one with the Witcher.
Yeah. It works. It works.
Turn 3, 10, 10.
Yeah.
Magic Arena.
Yeah. So I guess just real quick before we get into the meat of things, I did think of one other thing. I really didn't like how quickly it blew through the stack. If you don't play Magic, the stack is basically just the order in which cards resolve themselves. So, we had a couple of card interactions where I played a card, Jordan had an opportunity to respond, I had an opportunity to respond, and the second somebody clicks, pass, and they're not responding, the stack just rips through real fast. And as far as I could tell, there wasn't a clear way to see what happened. So that was a little bit aggravating for me. I like being able to
if you're
look
on the
back.
receiving end of a lot of that, and all of a sudden you see a bunch of cards flash on your screen,
Yeah,
and suddenly
your screen is bored.
white.
Yeah, is cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't feel good. And
that did not feel good.
yeah, and then also making all the comparisons to other trading card games that are, electronic, I do feel like it requires being a little bit cautious and making too many comparisons. This is a mobile card game in the sense that you can play it on, a device that doesn't require you being right next to each other. It's intended to be on mobile phones in the relatively near-ish future. If you were trying to play a mobile game in the sense that you need a quick experience, this is not going to be the game for you. You can play like this is Magic, but you play it on your phone. Like, you're still going to be committing a not tremendous amount of time, but a significant chunk of time to be able to play something. So to say, it'll be like Hearthstone, where you can just go in and play. Like, yes, that's true, but Hearthstone can be a 2 to 8 minute match. Magic, yep. It's English is hard. Conjunction. It's a conjunction. It's a conjunction. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You made your point.
Yeah. Anyway, though, you're going to have more like our really fast game took us like what, 5-ish minutes, Jordan?
Maybe. So I don't.
It felt pretty quick.
I don't want to interrupt, so go ahead and finish your thought.
Okay, so our first game went pretty quick, but we played 4 games over the course of an hour, and granted, we took like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to just sort of discuss the UI and how to get cards and the crafting system and a little bit more of the like under the hood stuff, and as far as the deck building is concerned. But if you want to just like grind out a bunch of games, like, you're still going to be going to things like Hearthstone because it's a quicker experience. But if you're looking for a full, cardboard experience, like, this is perfect. Like, this is Magic without having to go to a card shop.
So honestly, I feel like you and I are coming from different perspectives here, because I disagree, in as much as one of the things that kind of low-key frustrates me about Hearthstone is that sometimes the games in that go really long, and that annoys me. And I feel like I don't notice that as much with Magic, but maybe it's because I know to expect it out of Magic.
That, and the other aspect is like the familiarity with Magic.
Yeah.
Like, you're coming in like, oh, I know what Magic is. This is a traditional Magic game. Oh, that was fast for a Magic game. Oh, that was a normal Magic game. Like, Peter's definitely coming from a more Hearthstone-centered experience, which to you or I will be somewhat unfamiliar in comparison.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I'd even say it's Hearthstone centric, because like, again, I've played a lot of Magic. I just don't play it consistently. I'll play in spurts. So I mean, like, I've seen it from the perspective of, early 2000s, late 2000s, current. I've played standard formats, modern formats. I've done sealed formats. Like, I've played a lot of Magic. So I wouldn't say that I'm Hearthstone centric. That's just the one that I've stuck with the most consistently.
So apologies in that, because my understanding was that you had played it a long time ago, but don't necessarily play it now.
Oh, no,
I've played it multiple times throughout this time frame.
Yeah, no, I played Magic last night, like physical cards.
Okay.
Like, I've got a shelf that's like half full of cards. I've got, I think, like 4 or 5 deck builder toolkits full of cards, something like that.
Y'all are filthy.
Well, again, these are cards that I've acquired over a long period of time. Like, my big issue is the barrier of entry is substantial to be able to play with people. And again, whether this is fair or not, like, my experience with Magic a lot of the time was not great. The people surrounding it, like, there were certain people that are like, oh yeah, this is a great person to play with, and there are people like, oh my gosh, you need to go back into your basement with your neckbeard, because that is not how you talk to people. So
back to your basement with your neckbeard.
Yeah. So again, I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to play a couple Hearthstone games and time them, and play a couple Magic games and time them, and see how they come out. Because this was from another podcast I listened to that is a Hearthstone podcast. They spend a lot of time talking about how the meta feels. And then they'll go to a site that basically the player base has software installed on the computer that'll track their games, so they can actually look at like a play-by-play of their games to look back on things. But it puts all that together into just like a big aggregate spreadsheet, so you can see what percentage of decks card X is in, what percentage of wins this class has, what percentage of wins this deck archetype, that every deck in this archetype has like these 10 cards, what's its win percentage. But they also give you times spent. So people say like, yeah, Ramp Druid is terrible, it's cancer. Every time I play, like I have to play at least like 80% those. But then you go to the website that's tracking this information, like, dude, it's in 5% of games. Like, it's not cancer, it's not frequent, like it doesn't even have that high a win rate. It's like a 48% win rate. It's fine, it's not broken. You just lost to it, so it feels bad, so it sticks out.
It feels bad, man.
You're just a whiny baby.
Yeah, so just the really, really positive experiences will stick out, and the really negative experiences will stick out. And in my experience, when you get salty, that's what really stands out to you. So with Hearthstone, and being less familiar with that, I would really strongly urge you to take some time to just time a couple games, see how long they take, and then time Magic, because again, the whole time flies when you're having fun, and time goes a little quicker when you're in familiar settings too.
That makes sense.
I don't know. Like, the thing is, I feel like people who are looking for a Hearthstone experience and people who are looking for an MTG experience are two different people. Or at least those who know what, like, essentially, what you're looking for, unless you have friends who are like, hey, I really think you should play this. Like, I don't know that this portion of the discussion is really even necessary. I think it's important to mention, like, yeah, this game takes longer, but on the same token, it's like, well, yeah, because it's a completely different. It's Magic the Gathering. It's not Hearthstone. It was never meant to be Hearthstone, although it has similar identifiers because all these games look the same. My gosh,
hard disagree with that.
I mean, in like general UI terms, like they look extremely similar. As far as art is concerned, very different. As far as how they decorate the UI, very different. But when you guys booted up Magic, I thought to myself, wow, I've seen a layout like this before. And if you look at Artifact, very similar layout. Like, this is not... It seems as though card games on the internet, or like online playable card games, have found their visuals and are sticking hard with those visuals, in my opinion.
Well, like, how would you change it?
I think... Go ahead, Peter.
How would you change it? Like, I don't understand how you would change a CCG without unnecessarily obfuscating it.
Okay, so I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying that I have the answer in how to change it. I am just saying this is what I have seen.
I think part of that is just that they figured out the way that you can best consolidate a card game with a board state and all the information. Yeah. And I don't know how many more alternatives there would be, because at a certain point you just got to lay out cards.
Yeah, I was about to say, you sit at a table and play a collectible card game. Like, basically every card game I've played is, you've got your deck on the right, you've got the discard above it, you've got 2 rows of stuff in front of you, and you've got, a couple less used zones off to the left side. Like, that's just kind of how card games work.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it's a statement of, like, for me, I find the UI to be boring. It's not like
just aesthetically speaking.
Just aesthetically speaking, yeah. Like, I want a little bit more pizzazz, and they don't have a little bit more pizzazz. We're just seeing kind of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's not want more stuff to click.
You what?
I did want more stuff to click last night.
Yeah, you're right. That is true. It's in beta though.
So it's not like a huge, oh my gosh, this is the most trite thing, or this is the most boring thing. It was simply just a matter of like, hey, this is what I've seen, and I'm a little disappointed. It's the same thing with like Love Nikki Dress Up Queen, and how I said I wanted there to be animation. Like, it's a personal thing for me. It's not like wholesale, this is factual and everyone should agree with me. It's just how I feel regarding card games online.
So we wanna rip into highs and lows.
Is that what you meant?
That's exactly what I meant. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
How old are you? I thought we were past the point where you can count it on your fingers.
I didn't realize we were doing a podcast with Adam Sandler.
Is anybody else like?
Quick, somebody say something racist.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
My high is. Let me think. My high. I mentioned it earlier. My high is just that they created a really fluid system for a game with a ton of moving parts, and I think the care they took in designing it shows. It is not perfect, but it's something that I really appreciate, having played other much less fluid versions of this game.
Valid.
Yeah, so that's my high.
Peter, what you got?
I like that I have a way that Magic feels accessible again. Like when I first started playing Magic, I just went and bought a couple of starter decks and played against my little brother, and that was fine. And then I started playing with more people, and it was okay. And then my friend took me to a card shop, and it stopped being fun because I was like 15, and these were people in their 20s and 30s, and they had a considerably bigger checkbook than I could have even hoped to dream at that point. So I stopped playing because I couldn't be competitive anymore. And it feels like with the free-to-play mechanic, like I feel hesitant to say this because it seems like it could very quickly become a pay-to-win type mechanic, since you can pay for more packs quicker. But I feel like they've got a really solid crafting system, and they've got a really solid daily quest that seems to have a fairly reasonable high payout. This feels like it gets rid of that barrier of entry that has made me hesitate to jump back into Magic every time, and what ultimately pulls me back out of Magic. So I feel like they made an authentic Magic experience. I feel like, with the exception of the stack, like it feels like I'm sitting at a table, and they take out the cost factor that makes it
is prohibitive.
Yeah. So I feel like they gave me a full game that is fun, that I don't have to dump. I can pay in time, which I don't mind doing, instead of paying in cash. So
cool. Okay. That makes sense.
It feels a lot better.
Nice.
What about you, Morgan? What you got?
I think the high for me is possibly might sound funny if you don't completely understand what I was saying before, but I actually liked the illustrations in this game. Like, Magic has beautiful art, and for me, Hearthstone is cartoony, and there are aspects of it that are a little more entrenched in a darker tonality to it, but as a whole,
at its core, it is very bright and toon-like.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It's zany.
Yeah. And I don't know. I liked the not zaniness. I appreciated that. I was happy to see a little more of a, maybe not serious take. I don't think serious is quite the right word, but I think you get what I'm saying, in the sense of maybe a darker look to it.
Well, I guess it sounds like what you're saying, and there's I take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, but a more quote unquote realistic look to these fantasy cards and merfolk and zombies.
Yes, I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Traditional, maybe?
Traditional. I think traditional is probably going to be the best way to put it.
A more traditional fantasy experience.
And plus, that is one thing that I have always loved about Magic, period, is even though I wasn't really super interested in playing, I could look at that and say oh wow, this is a really phenomenal look to it. Yeah. The design is always beautiful.
Would you like to know some nerdy Magic trivia? I can put on my nerd glasses and tell you.
No, go ahead, lay it on me. Actually.
No, just one of the things I appreciate. One, Magic has teams of artists that they hire to work on the art for their cards. Each individual card is its own piece of artwork, which, yes, of course, every drawing is a thing, but every single card is designed by an artist. They have whole teams of professional artists that get awards for their work. There was one guy who I can remember one card in particular that won an award because of something that was just artistically that impressive. And everything is designed around a particular aesthetic for whichever world they're going to be in at the time. Which, from a thematic standpoint, I love, because that means if you look at a card and you're generally familiar, you know, oh, that's got an Egyptian theme. It's from the Egyptian themed world, obviously, but also the tone and aesthetic and like things like the background, or even for the cards that play into the story, because there are written stories about Magic, they're all tied around a single theme. So that's kind of feeds into what I was saying about the intentionality of what they do to construct this game and the care that they take in constructing it.
That's neat. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah, no, every time
if you're playing and you're used to all these different, you know, there are going to be worlds that you like more than others. Like if you're really into traditional high fantasy, you're going to play Dominaria, which we actually saw some of in some of these cards, where it's like it's knights and elves and you're more traditional fantasy. But if you want, maybe you want the pirates and dinosaurs plane, which also exists, and we also saw in this, and is definitely on the zany side, but still fun and in the same overall universe, which is cool.
That is neat. I like that.
Yeah.
I am about that.
At every Comic-Con I go to, I always make sure I make a point to go and find any Magic artists they might have, because a lot of these people that are doing art for these cards, like, sure, there's obviously going to be new people, but a lot of them have been doing it for a while, and being able to see that like transition thematically from one set to the next, and see that it's not just like, well, they've got smooth transitions from, you know, D to E and T to U, but seeing all the way A to Z, like there's this really smooth transition from one set to the next, because this person has been making art for these cards for years upon years. Like they've really got a good narrative going for being a trading card game.
Yeah.
The art really tells a story, which you don't get in Hearthstone, you don't get in Gwent, you don't get in
which one is Gwent?
The Witcher one.
That's the Witcher.
The Witcher one.
The Witcher one?
Yeah. The one with the Witcher. And you know, Elder Scrolls, which also has this very strong narrative that most of us don't see because we just want to go and make daggers to get our blacksmithing to 100. It has a really strong narrative that you don't really get a good feel of in Elder Scrolls Legends without playing their little like campaign things. Hearthstone, you don't get it without their little campaign things, and even then, they're super loose. They rely very heavily on their original IP to tell the story, so that if you play down, you know, the Lich King, you know, that's Arthas who became the Lich King, and there's this rich backstory, but I don't have any context for it because it's just a card that does a thing. And hey, look, he has a dog named Arthas, and that's the end of it. Magic, you've got the very strong narrative in their flavor text, which, because this is a more traditional approach, you have real context in that flavor text rather than, you know, the goofy stuff you'd get in Hearthstone. That is,
except for the one intentionally ridiculous goofy set that they made and did only like one, maybe two printings of.
Yeah. So that's another thing to respect too, is like, this is something where the trading card community like take super seriously, because this is a very long running, well respected game that the developers can still not take themselves seriously and just do something goofy.
Yeah, they can still have fun with it because they've set the precedence of this is what we do.
Yeah.
I get that.
So yeah, the development team has really got it nailed down at this point.
Which
so
is
ready for them lows?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Consider it.
My low with this is not specific to the game, but it's something you touched on, Peter. The game can feel really unbalanced just if someone gets their combo and someone super doesn't. And I feel like we saw that in our games. This isn't just me being salty about your turn 3-10-10. But it highlights the point of no, because I've done that to people and it's been done to me. Like it's
not uncommon.
More than anything.
Yeah, totally it's not uncommon.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of just inherent in any game where you have to either keep or get rid of your entire hand, as opposed to Hearthstone, where you're able to select individual cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big old surprise for me. totally forgot how that mulligan works in this game. It's different. Like I just want to get rid of one of my lands. Can I just get one card back? No, you're gonna throw the whole thing away.
So
the whole thing's garbage. You're right.
It is inherently built on RNG, and then countered by the fact that if you put a player set, you put 4 cards of whatever combos you want in your deck, you could have a 60 card deck and only have 15 different cards in there. And lands, but math is hard. Don't at me. Or actually, no, do at me. If you hear this and you want to complain, at me. I want the attention.
It gets awful boring down in my basement playing Magic the Gathering Arena.
It's okay now. I can play Magic the Gathering on my computer and by myself with the physical cards.
Yeah, and to Peter's point earlier, it doesn't matter how bad you smell online.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no. I don't know, like we make a lot of these jokes, but this another thing that's great about this game is it's allowing for so much more exposure. Like there have been so many occasions where I played a game like, oh, that's nerd stuff. Why are you doing that? And just being able to make it accessible enough for people to try like sort of privately on their own. Like when World of Warcraft was a big thing, that was like, oh, only nerds played that, and it was really hard to accomplish anything in the game by yourself.
That's
people
only nerds played it.
Yeah, so people would be hesitant to jump in because they have to be like, hey, you want to come play this game with me because I can't do crap without you. And once that barrier of entry got dropped and people were able to do a little bit more and sort of be closeted, but then be able to be like, oh no, this is okay. I'm okay being about this, and sort of spreading it out a little bit more, making it more accessible, more getting rid of a little bit of the stigma to it. I feel like Magic Arena is going to do that in a huge way, and just have it be another game rather than like that's the nerd game that people play every Friday night because they don't have any social lives.
Look at Fortnite and how big that exploded.
Dude. Yeah. So
and one of the things to piggyback on that, Peter, one of the things I'm really hoping that this game will continue to do is enable the surprisingly large and diverse player base that Magic already has to engage with the game more, because so many people are daunted by the task of going into an actual game store. I'd like to think that it's because it's a tough social situation.
I went into Ancient Wonders, and the first time I went in, I had a fantastic experience, just like a super great group of guys to play with. The second time I went in, I did not have that experience, and I didn't go back. Like I basically went there strictly for purchases. I didn't engage in their community at all because I don't want hit and miss. Like I want to know that if I walk in and I give you money to play a draft set, that I'm going to enjoy my experience and not be irritated with every person I play against. And I feel like this guards you from that, which is really good.
And gives you a way to enjoy different facets of the game, whether it's a constructed draft or building your own standard deck and bringing it in.
Yeah, and again, I think this is going to build that player base, and I feel like that can help improve the community. I really don't see how this is going to do anything negative for the game. Like, it's not like people are going to stop playing with the physical cards because they can go play it online.
No.
Like, this is, I don't see this doing anything negative.
That's good.
Yeah.
About that.
So speaking of negative, what are y'all's lows?
I think for me, part of this is really difficult for me because I didn't play it, so I can't. There's a lot about this game that I can't weigh in, and also given that I've never played Magic before. But I think, as I said earlier, like comedically enough, I think my low was coming in and being like, "Well, this looks familiar," but at the same time, like it wasn't. But it just there's such almost a monotonity because it's such a good way to show off card games online. I don't know. I kind of hoped for maybe a splash of more color or something. I'm not sure. But I think that was my low, to be completely honest.
It sounds like it didn't wow you in comparison to all of the other. The bevy of all the other games that are out there right now.
I think that's probably going to be the most accurate way to put it, yes, where it was just like, oh, this looks like an online card game. There were a couple more particle effects that happened, which were very pretty, that were based in the color of your deck, which I appreciated. But in terms of like visual splendor and appeal, like this
are very fun effects that pop up if you play a mythic rare creature. I don't know if we actually got any on stream, but there is animation where like if you play a certain worm, it'll like jump up out of the card and like deal damage to the opponent.
See, that's dope.
Yeah, it is kind of dope. But with the basic decks, you really don't get a chance to see that all that much.
Yeah, which I mean, don't get me wrong. It's one of those like time and place things. Like there's a good time to have that and a bad time to have that. You don't want every single creature to have its some sort of visual splendor. But I played a game, and this was a long time ago, and it died very quickly. But it was I don't know if you guys ever played Eye of Judgment for PlayStation 3.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was the one that used the eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the eye.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it sounds sarcastic, but he's right.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was super interested in it. I never purchased it, but I got to play it a couple times. It was super cool.
It was so neat. And basically, what it did was it took your cards, and every time you played a card, almost like Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Yeah.
Like it took the card, and then the creature popped up out of the card.
Oh, okay.
The
nice.
augmented reality sort of thing.
Then like physically represented on the field by this new like graphic of this creature that would then be animated and attack and do all this other cool shit. And so in a very real way, I guess I'm just looking for more pomp and circumstance, and for Magic to just do it. Like I applaud them for getting their game out there and doing what is a very technically like hefty game, and insofar as like logistics are concerned. Putting it onto a computer is great, putting it on phones is great, but make it pretty, please, because I'm a sucker for pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh,
no,
well, I just got a pretty thing where I did a thing where I had a organ.
How many times can you say thing in the same sentence?
I don't know.
At least twice.
I did a pretty thing. I played a card where it was a Gorgon staring at a creature to destroy it, and the Gorgon's eyes lit up red, and then the creature turned to stone and died.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
More
we
stuff
started,
like that goes a long way.
Yeah. When we started playing, I said also like it's really weird that they're just playing like the little like just the images, just the card art, just in a little block on the board.
Yep.
Like where computers are, we can be doing so much more. I was expecting the 3D representation.
Even phones.
Yeah, I was fully expecting the 3D representation.
Oh, go ahead.
That's all.
Yeah. No, same. I was gonna say, like with Hearthstone, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this has set the precedence. I see that, but when newer games are coming out, I want to see more oomph there. I want to see more than just like, yeah, we know, we've seen what works, and we're just gonna stick with what works. Like I do want to see more experimentation when it comes to card games on computer, because there's so much room to explore possibilities of like, hey, let's bring out the creatures on these cards and make them animated. Let's animate attacks. Like we this is gonna sound really dumb, and I don't care, but like we've had Yu-Gi-Oh for how many years now as like as a boilerplate of like, oh, these are card games that like in the cartoon show they fight each other and they're animated and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, we have the technology to do something similar to that. Why are we not though?
Did you know that they actually have those kinds of things for Rift?
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
They what?
Yeah. But yeah, with all that, like, the looking at what you expect out of a game, like if we keep making the Hearthstone comparison, so I'm just going to stick with that. When you play Hearthstone, you think of it as a mobile game. If you play it on PC, it's a mobile game on PC. When you play it on mobile, it's just a mobile game, not a PC game on mobile. When I'm looking at Magic, if I'm playing it on my phone, on a tablet, whatever, I'm never going to think of it as a mobile game. It's just a full-size game that happens to play on my mobile device.
Yes.
That being said, I expect a lot more of just the flashiness that you keep talking about. I was really surprised to see just a little bit of card art.
Yep. I thought it was honestly kind of a disappointing showing of like, I mean, this is Wizards of the Coast. Like, let's let's do it up, guys.
Yeah.
We have the ability. We have the technology.
So for me, like I'll have, it's kind of two-sided. One, just I was really disappointed that it was so hard just to get it to run.
Yeah, that was shitty.
Yeah, that's a huge.
Technically, like
huge
that's
knock.
hugely disappointing. Again, I recognize we're in an open beta, but again, I don't think I've ever played a beta that just didn't start. Especially since the first time I installed it, it worked fine. So that was really frustrating. Looking at the game itself, I suppose is more of a critique of the card game than it is of the Magic the Gathering arena. The lopsidedness still doesn't feel good. I understand that it can go either way, but it doesn't feel balanced at a low level of play. So while you can still get in and get cards relatively quickly without being a high level player, it feels like you're sort of prone to that, which is a little frustrating. But again, I know that that's something that can be overcome just with more playtime. And now that you've got, sort of a safer way to get into the game, you've got an easier way to get that experience. So I feel like it sort of is self-correcting almost. So I'm not hugely worried about that. And then the weird abruptness with the either going too slow, waiting for somebody to put something on the stack, or we're done and the stack just disappears. Like that's the only thing that I think bothers me about the gameplay. Just that flow felt interrupted. And again, I feel like familiarity will eliminate that some. So I think that for the most part, most of my issues are pretty much exclusive to this being a new game. So I'm not holding it against it. I'm still excited for it.
Nice. So 0 to 3 tryhards. How hard is it to have fun with Magic the Gathering Arena? Let's go with Jordan first.
I'm gonna it's a 0. It is not hard to have fun with this game for me at all. It is so easy for me to hop in and enjoy it. Like I've already played it more than I expected to, and I kind of put off playing it for a while because I was like, oh no, I've already got all my cards. But the ease of access is nuts, and I can get my dopamine hit of opening a Magic pack. As I've got the packs I bought a few weeks ago sitting right next to me, opened but with the cards put right back in, and I haven't made decks with them yet because I haven't purchased enough. I still haven't opened enough in a game to make a good new deck, but I'm getting close, and I haven't spent any dollars.
Nice. That's a really good feeling.
Yeah, I feel like they've made this game really easy to enjoy, and they've made it really easy to access. And if you want to spend money, you get a pretty decent bang for your buck.
Also super positive.
Yeah, I echo all of that. I would just add that also takes away the scary social parts that you get from going into a card shop, but still allowing some level of interaction with people. It's still not hard to network with people to play. If you have Discord, like you've got as much as you need for social interactions. It'd be good to see a little bit more inside the client as far as interacting, being able to set up like groups or something for like, this is the Monday draft group, this is the group I practice constructed with, a little bit more social stuff in the UI. But again, I'm sure that's something that's going to come with time. But yeah,
it is interesting to note too that you and I did the direct challenge mode literally the day it debuted. You and I finished playing before I even got the email from MTG Arena that it had activated. That they had activated that service. So this game has been out for months without any semblance of interconnectivity with friends or other people. It was all just randomized queue. So that's been coming for a while, and also encouraging that they are taking appropriate steps in that direction.
And I mean, it worked on day one too. Like that's a big deal. That's another thing too. Like as much as I was like, yeah, the client's not starting, the fact that we never had a game crash, we never had a game freeze, we never had it report results wrong, we didn't have it track quests wrong. Like their infrastructure for this is super solid, and with so many games that just they come out and they're just not playable day one because they didn't have the infrastructure ready. Like seeing that happen at the start is so encouraging, and we're in open beta now. Like they've got to have some sort of heavy load on their servers right now, and they're sustaining.
That's fair.
So yeah, I've got nothing but positive things to say about the game. Just you can't enjoy it if you can't get it to load.
Yeah.
But again, the workarounds for it were all relatively simple to execute, as long as you know how to use Google. But it took a little bit of time. So if you really want to play, you can go do it. But I can see it sort of turning off some players in the open beta phase with it having that hurdle to jump with getting it running.
To me, like, if you don't like card games, this is a non-starter. So like it's one of those things where this is still going to appeal to a certain demographic. I think people will find themselves in that demographic, but you can't deny that there are just certain people that card games don't appeal to, and especially the certain spice of life or joie de vivre that Magic the Gathering has to bring to the table. Some people will just flat out prefer something else, and that's not against them. That's not a bad thing for them.
Unless it's Call of Duty, then I'm judging you.
Then I'm judging you harshly. It's just something. I
just want to back up and just note the fact that Morgan just, without noting it and making it a big deal, said joie de vivre, and I'm very impressed.
But yeah, I want to I want to be able to make note of that and say, like, while this is a really great game and this has pleased many people, like, it's not going to be for everyone. So it's a 1 for me. Yeah. So I got. How hard is it? Peter, you already gave yours, right?
To get. Yeah, no. To get good. That's where we're at.
Yeah. So yeah, 0 to 3 tryhards. How hard is it to get good at Magic?
3.
Big fat 3.
3. Very much 3.
Big fat 3 out of 3 tryhards of difficulty, because I love this game. I have put a pretty substantial amount of time and money into this game, and thankfully, have product to show for it, and have actually made some money in this game.
Nice.
But I am nowhere near competitive play.
Yep.
Like, I have won packs because I've won a couple games at a pre-release because everything's new to a bunch of players, and I got lucky because of good draw. I don't know if I'm ever going to actually play in a standard or modern tournament, because I'm not going to invest. I like building a collection and playing tabletop with friends with silly cards and silly decks. I don't know if I'm going to invest the hundreds of dollars necessary to build a competitive meta deck. And it is. I think I might have the level of skill to play those decks, which further increases this maybe to a 4 out of 3. Like, I've got the skill, but I do not have the funds or the expendable income to invest in getting good in that sense.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I tend to think of myself as a pretty capable card game player. Like, going back to Hearthstone, I've ranked in the top I think top 8% of players on seasons before. At the time, it was actually top 2%, and that was obviously with a meta deck. But being able to say, like, yeah, I'm in the top 5 to 10% of players, like, I would call that relatively accomplished. I played a couple online tournaments and placed top 8, and I feel good in my abilities to play a card game. That being said, Magic, I've gotten to play meta decks, and dude, it is so far over my head. Like, it's just such a different way of thinking when you're thinking with a 60 card pool, and you've got so much more to think about from your opponent and so many just fast card interactions. Like, this is the height of a deep card game. So if you want to look at other avenues of play, you can look at playing drafts, sealed tournaments. I would almost say that those require a little bit more of a different skill set, but a comparable skill set, in that you've got to be able to adapt and just work with what you were given. But that being said, you've got to really have not just a solid ability to play, but really solid deck building skills. So I think there are a bunch of different ways to approach getting good in this game, but I think they're all exceedingly high skill cap. That the money is going to be a factor, but I think your ability to play is going to be a bigger factor than your ability to put money in.
Yeah.
I will say, if you want a way to inflate that tracking ability, just get a commander deck and just start playing regular commander, because commander is such an excellent way to learn the stack and the order of operations, because there's just so many things happening at once.
I love Commander. That's by far my favorite format. I was really disappointed to see that wasn't available.
Yeah, it's not even what's crazy is it's not even like, it was created by the community. Like, Wizards had no part in creating it, but then they realized it took off, so many people loved it, they came out with specific commander decks
with those big ass cards.
Wow.
Yep.
But again, even that, like, those are 100 card decks now. Like, it just gets deeper. Repeats. Yeah, it just gets deeper. So yeah, definitely a 3.
Yep. I think you guys have said exactly what I was going to say, which this is the reason I don't touch trading card games, and the reason that they don't appeal to me is because that ultimately, like, it's as much of a, hey, you got to know, as it is like, hey, you got to have the coin. And that, to me, like, that just doesn't sit well with me. Like, if I have the skill but I don't have the money, and therefore it makes me unable to be competitive, I don't think that's a very fair way of judging things. And so it makes me uncomfortable, and I stay away from trading card games, even the ones that you can achieve things for free nowadays, because of it. Because I at the end of the day, like, if I have to put in that time that would equate to money, I don't want to do that. I'd much rather do a deck builder where everyone has the same chance. It's now reliant on your skill and what you draw. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So it's a 3 because it's difficult to build good decks. You got to know your cards, you got to know what you're doing, and you have to be able to rely on being able to draw those cards that you've put in your deck. And on top of that, like, you have to know the meta well enough to be able to say, like, I can beat this meta, I can beat this meta. I might be weak against this specific one, but, I guess we'll have to see. It takes a lot of training, a lot of fine tuning, and a lot of figuring things out. That, like, that's time, man. That can be a job. So it's a 3 for me as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note too, as far as, like, I think I said at one point, you can pay in time or you can pay in cash. Yep. This game, for me, it's not. I'm not spending time with the intent to just get cards. The cards just sort of come naturally with the play time that I'm already putting in. I feel like it's important to note that, like, when I play Elder Scrolls Legends, like, it's a fun game. I don't mind it. But I sit down for a period of time to get that money. Like, I'll build a complete trash deck that's just full of this particular card I need to pay 40 of so I can get the coin. I'm spending time to get that income. I'm not playing and having the rewards naturally come. With this game, right, I can foresee the rewards just naturally coming through gameplay. With Hearthstone, the rewards naturally come through gameplay.
Right, and that is going to be some place where you and I differ, because like you enjoy spending that time. I don't.
Yeah.
And so, while, like, yes, I think it is important to state that, like, not everyone will be like me, and your results will vary drastically. Like, your mileage will vary. I think that, we say that almost once a podcast,
at least
these days, but at least, yeah.
We should start putting it up on Twitter daily, like, just to cover our bases.
Just to cover our bases. Just cover our bases. May vary. It should be like our catchphrase, basically.
Yes, I love it.
That'd be good.
But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, for you, this has been great. For me, like, it's not something that I'd be able to, just jump in and be like, yeah, everything's great, I'm really enjoying my time. Grind gets me almost no matter what, except for ARPGs. Don't ask me why, but it always feels grindy to me. So
ARPG?
Yeah, action RPGs. I love, like, Diablo.
I guess.
No, there's just one RPG that doesn't get him. Just one, singular.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah.
Singular RPG that does not feel great.
When he finally finds it, he can finish.
Yeah.
Yes. Until then, I will.
It's Diablo 3. He's seen it.
So. All right. Well, I think this is Magic the Gathering Arena. You can find us on Twitter at 2 More Tryhards. Find me on Twitter at ThatGuyJordan.
I guess I'm supposed to say I'm at NerdWellRounded.
I'm at Bearded Catholic.
He's not looking, so probably just do 2 more tryhards and we'll relay messages.
Yeah.
Look us up also on YouTube and Twitch and all of your podcast apps, and rate us and love us.
Because unfortunately you have to have multiple.
Yep. We know that your Android has Apple Podcasts and Android Podcasts, and we want you to download.
And there's an Android podcast app?
There's a Google Podcast app.
Okay, so I thought it was Google Play.
Actually, no, there is a Google Podcast app.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's got remarkably low ratings, and it's really functional. Like more functional than the Apple Podcast app.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, like it's got like a 3.4 rating when I downloaded it when I got my new phone, and it is the UI is easy. Like it is functional. It's pretty. It gives you easy access to which podcasts you're still in the middle of if you have to pause.
That's nice.
It's less clunky or more clunky on Apple. Is that?
I think that's pretty much that. Patreon.com/2 Tryhards. Do we hit that?
We just did now.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Can I? I've been waiting for so long.
Yes, say it.
Can I just go pleasure myself to this game?
Do it.
Yeah, you definitely
It doesn't sound
can.
like you stopped.
Finally.
It doesn't sound like you ever stopped.
I was gonna say it's not like it's
I thought you were
that
still
difficult
going.
for you.